Today we'll go over the TalentBin User Certification Program and a bunch of things you need to know to pass the exam and why you should get certified. Really quickly, we'll go over who should take the exam, you, among many other people. What does the TalentBin Certified mean? Why get certified? How to study for the exam? When to take the exam? Where to take the exam? Some of the exam topics, and then we'll also review some of those topics for anybody who might be confused or if there's anything confusing on this exam. Who should take the exam? Well, first of all, you, but also any current TalentBin user and really anyone interested in taking passive recruiting to the next level. What does TalentBin Certified mean? TalentBin Certified means that this person has a demonstrated proficiency using TalentBin, a demonstrated proficiency in passive recruiting, as well as social recruiting, recruiting automation, and passive recruiting best practices. It also means that you're on the forefront of the recruiting revolution. This means because of the emergence of passive recruiting, you will know more maybe than some of your counterparts who only rely on active recruiting. Additionally, you'll have first access to prime candidates because you are passively recruiting them, especially within technical recruiting. This is a candidate-focused and personalized approach to recruiting. Why get certified? Show off your passive recruiting chops and your mastery of TalentBin, and you get a few cool prizes. First, a JD and Rex medal. For those of you who don't know, JD and Rex are our mascots. JD is the squirrel and Rex is the unicorn. Further, you get a LinkedIn badge that you can put on your LinkedIn profile once you pass the exam, and your product specialist will actually also write you a recommendation that you can display on your LinkedIn profile. How to study for the exam? Well, first of all, this exam is open book. That means as you're taking the exam, you could also have TalentBin open next to it. So you can kind of click through most of these things and discover the answers by actually using the tool. Additionally, you can check out our support site at support.talentbin.com. Also, if you're in TalentBin, there's a tab on the left side of every page. Within the support portal, you can check out TalentBin University. This includes a Getting Started guide, a self-start video guide, the exam guide, or you can ask your product specialist to go over some of these topics so you can be sure to pass the exam. Also, this webinar is a great resource for reviewing for the exam. When and where to take the exam? Well, you can take the exam anytime, and it's online. It's free of charge, and there's a 40-minute time limit, but we found that most of our customers take much less time than this if they feel comfortable using TalentBin. To get to the exam, you can go to the TalentBin support site. You can see this little screenshot. If you search for the TalentBin User Certification Program, it'll take you there. And then also we'll direct you to the exam after this webinar. You can take the exam as many times as you want until you pass, so take the test. All right, now let's begin the exam review. We'll go over TalentBin's values, passive candidates, wheelhouse roles, supported browsers, and logging into TalentBin. These are kind of just the basics to get you into TalentBin and give you a little background about the product for those of you who aren't entirely familiar with it. First, TalentBin's value. TalentBin helps find unfindable technical talent, engage in high-impact conversations, and stay on top of your candidate pipeline. For those of you who have a hard time remembering this, an easier way maybe to remember it is find, engage, and manage. Generally speaking, a passive candidate is employed, but not currently looking for a new job opportunity. So this explains most of the people that are in TalentBin. This isn't like Monster where people actively submit their resumes to a database, we're actually crawling different networks to find this information and aggregate profiles for these people. What are TalentBin's wheelhouse roles? Well, TalentBin is currently optimized to help you discover highly qualified passive candidates who are open source software engineers, creative types like UX and UI designers or graphic designers, and certain healthcare roles, mostly registered nurses and physicians. TalentBin supports a few different browsers. Unfortunately for you Internet Explorer users out there, that is not one of our supported browsers. Logging into TalentBin. You can log into TalentBin one of two ways. You can either go directly to talentbin.com and click on the login link at the top right, or you can go to hiring.monster.com, log in, and then there will be a banner prompting you to sign into TalentBin. For this review, we'll go over the pages or tabs within TalentBin, the benefits of integrated email, just because we can't reiterate enough how important this is for our users, some passive recruiting and TalentBin best practices, and then again, the support portal. It's a really great resource for not only passing this exam, but also finding answers to lots of your questions. We have lots of articles on there kind of talking about best practices and things that you can do to make yourself successful in TalentBin and also just as a passive recruiter. First, using automated follow-up after sending messages to candidates. Automated follow-up is a nice feature that kind of bumps your message to the top of your candidate's inbox every few days, and you can't use automated follow-up without integrated email. So integrated email is the number one success factor. Our customers who have their email integrated are much more successful than those who do not. And then second, personalizing messages. This includes subject lines and templates. All you need to do is personalize this first initial outreach message, and then automated follow-up will take it from there for you. And finally, staging all candidates viewed. It really helps clean up your search, and also staging helps manage candidates through your pipeline. Account preferences. So now I'll kind of go back and forth between these slides and TalentBin so we can kind of do this demo in real time. So I'm just going to go to account preferences, and as you can see, I'm logged into TalentBin. I'm going to click on my name at the top right, go to account preferences, and here we are. Okay, first, recruiter and company information. I'm going to go to update my account settings, and we'll see that here's all of my information. My name, my email address, my phone number, my company name. I only recruit for TalentBin. And then we're also going to take a look at update template and variable information. This is where your marketing message is. This is used in some of TalentBin's default templates, and if you went through the guided setup, it definitely asks you to put this in at the beginning upon the first time logging into your account. As you can see, there's a ton of variables that you can use, which we'll come back to once we go to email templates. Now, because we're going to keep talking about it, integrated email. So integrated email is under Manage Your CRM settings, and you'll find that there are your mailbox preferences, Twitter preferences, automated pipeline management preferences, recommended resumes, and as a bonus in here, because we do have our new TalentBin Mailbox app, this is where you would go to get your mobile password in order to activate that app. So for those of you that are interested, TalentBin Mailbox is an iPhone app, and it's basically used to manage your conversations with candidates on the go. As you can see, I already have my mailbox integrated. And speaking of integrated mailboxes, we have several different supported email protocols. These include Google, Exchange, and IMAP SMTP. Unfortunately for those POP3 and Lotus Notes users out there, we don't support those at this time. And again, the benefits of integrated email box are that you have activity tracking, so this includes open tracking, embedded link tracking, and then also tracking of replies, and you can use automated follow-up. I'm going to go back one page and then manage your team CRM settings. Manage templates and campaigns. Within this page, we have several things. We actually have a lot of things. This is where all of your email templates live, and since campaigns are made up of templates, they're also in here. So I'm going to go down to the bottom first, and you can see these are managed templates, not in campaigns, and this is usually where I start with my customers. So with each template, you can make a copy by clicking the double paper icon, edit the template using the pencil icon, and let's pause in here because now this will give us an opportunity to take a look at a template. Template name. So I would recommend just naming this the name of the job rec that you're working on, and then subject and content. As you can see here, the curly brackets are from these variables that we talked about earlier. And you can see if you want to use a variable, you can just select one of them and then copy this information and paste it into the template. And then when you reach out to a candidate, this information will automatically be filled in. And it's nice down here because this email signature uses these variables. So if you have multiple people at your company who have different TalentBin accounts, but you share your bin, people can share templates. One other thing in here that we have are these square brackets. If you can see that, this is, again, we can't emphasize personalization enough, and this is kind of our reminder to you to personalize these messages. In fact, if you try to send a message with square brackets in it, TalentBin actually won't let you send it until you've either removed the brackets, or what is actually ideal is personalizing the message to the candidate you're trying to message. So I'm just going to cancel out of this, go back to templates, and you can see here you can use this X button to delete templates if you wanted to do that. So I'm going to go back up to the top, and you'll see here we have two types of email campaigns: automated follow-up and drip marketing. Automated follow-up campaigns are the ones that I keep talking about because we think they're so important. You can add them to an initial outreach message, so then we will use your email to automatically follow up with candidates, so then you don't have to worry about manually following up with them every few days. To create a new campaign, you can go to add a new campaign, and you can see here's the create new campaign menu page. And then here you can type in your campaign name, select your campaign type. We automatically stop the campaign if the candidate responds, because then the conversation will be in your hands. We stage them in not interested, but you can change that if you want to any of your stages. And then this number is the number of days until the candidate completely falls out of this campaign. And so by default it's 21, but you can change that to whatever you'd like. And at that point, that's when they get moved to this stage. For us, right now, it's not interested. We also have this great new feature called Guided Campaign Setup. So if you go ahead and click on Guided Campaign, it helps you create an automated follow-up campaign, kind of like using Madlib. So all you have to do is input pieces of information that we ask you about, and then we'll create a campaign for you. So we're going to go back to account preferences, and you can see last thing we're going to take a look here is manage stages. Here you can manage stages. You can delete any of the stages by clicking the X's, or you can create new stages by selecting a category and entering a stage name. As you can see here, for those of you who are looking at this exported to ATS, this is a custom stage that I created for my own bin. All right, now that we've taken a look at templates and campaigns, let's go to this dashboard. The dashboard is a way to quickly perform action on priority candidates in your pipeline, and an easy way to manage your tasks within TalentBin. You can see here it's telling me that I need to respond to Luke, or it's a great time to follow up, or I need to follow up because we haven't talked in a while. Now I'm going to go to the sourcing page where we'll cover folders, searches, saving searches, naming conventions, filters, and TalentBin icons. So here on the source page, we can see that this is kind of where most of recruiters spend most of their time. First thing we want to do is make sure we are in the folder that we want to be in. So I created this folder as an example, and we want to have one folder per rec, because everything you do from here on out is kind of tied back to this folder. So if I click this folder drop-down menu, you can see that I can search or add a folder, and I just type that in, or search. I can show hidden folders. I can hide folders by clicking the eye icon, with a cross through it. I can show a hidden folder by clicking the eye icon, or I can edit the name of the folder by clicking on this pencil icon. As you can see here, I've created this folder, Loryn Senior Front-End Engineer, which is kind of our naming best practice, right? So it's my name, the name of the job, the company that I'm recruiting for, and the location. So here, I'm gonna go to this basic search just so we can see the difference. But I would normally recommend using advanced search. So going back to advanced search, basically the difference is that advanced search offers more granularity within your search. So you can see if I click these drop downs, you can actually search specific facets of this candidate profile. So we have a few different icons once we run our search, and we can see this button is actually toggleable. So the green check mark is required, the red minus sign is prohibited, and the yellow plus sign is optional. It kind of helps just reprioritize your search results. But here you see not, role, equals, sales or recruiting or leadership. Additionally, we have some of these little gray tooltip icons down in the candidate profile, and you can kind of just hover over them to see what they mean. Additionally, we have this location search. So we can do location searches in one of two ways. You can do a custom location search, and this will search by postal code, so you can see located anywhere, United States, and then I'd put in my zip code, and then I want to search within 25 miles, or we can do popular searches, and this just searches within popular and major metropolitan areas. So, I'm going to go ahead and click search again. And here are my search results. Once I get to something that I like, I can click the save button, type in the name of the search, and save it. If I want to go back, say I'd gone to another folder, and then I wanted to come back to this folder and view my saved search, I can just choose one of my searches, and then it'll bring it up again. Within the save search button, you can also manage your saved searches. As you can see, you can check these boxes to select searches from other folders. You can rename your search, and you can even delete them if you really don't like them. Here you can see that I have the term HTML. Take a look at that. 19 synonyms. Well, I want to edit this, so you just click Edit Synonyms, and you can either add synonyms or delete them. Another thing that you can do is create your own search terms by typing in the name, selecting keyword, and then selecting Add Synonyms. So next, let's just go over a couple filters before we take a look at the candidate profile. Here we can see there's available contacts. You can select email, and this will filter the search results, so only the candidates with email are available. And then also additional filters. Here you can prioritize hard-to-find candidates among many other things. And speaking of candidate profiles, we'll go over a few things like the general profiles, staging candidates, and contacting them. So let's go ahead and take a look at somebody's profile. I'm going to take a look at Eddie's profile. Eddie here, you can see, this is his headline, his location, work as far as we know, years of experience as far as we know, and then down here are the social network icons that we crawl. So the colorful ones, or ones that aren't www, are our networks that we crawl, and you can click on most of these icons to go to this candidate's sites that are linked. And then the www gray icons mean that we have information about this candidate, but we didn't actually crawl their site to find this information. It's probably linked from somewhere else. If we scroll down, we can see here are the skills. They're kind of divided into two separate sections, professional interests and other interests. And these interests are rated on a 1 through 4 star system. And these stars kind of just indicate the level of trackable activity for the candidate on the web based on this information, based on the information from the websites that we crawled. Other interests are interests that are not necessarily business oriented, that might give you an opportunity to find something that you have in common in order to build rapport with the candidate. Going back up to the summary section really quickly, we'll see that there's this icon, and this is the profile export icon. So you can export to any of these items. And then if we scroll down, we just see summary, companies, titles. And then if we like this candidate, we can stage them, and this will put them into our pipeline. So you select a stage, and then you can go ahead and save. But say you want to contact them right now, you can go to on email, select your template, edit your information, select your automated follow-up campaign. Again, I can't reiterate how important this is to use. I'm going to use this automated follow-up campaign that I had written, send message. Oh, but it won't let me send because you see that I still have these brackets. So I'd have to go ahead and delete these and edit personalized information here, and then I could send this message. If you wanted to add this candidate to a drip marketing campaign, you would have to add it here. If you want to add a candidate to an automated follow-up campaign, you can only add him or her to an automated follow-up campaign the first time that you're trying to get in touch. So when you send that initial outreach message, you have to use that checkbox and the drop-down. You can't add an automated follow-up campaign after the initial message. So another nice thing that we have is this person has email, but say we found somebody who didn't have an email address. Instead of on email, there would be an option in this menu to request email. And that would mean that you can use our email concierge service, which would submit a request to our email concierges or email search specialists, and then they would go and try to find that candidate's contact information for you. And then respond within 4 to 6 business days with an email to you saying that we did or did not find this candidate's information. Here's a link to their profile. If we did add their contact information, and you would find that email address by going to contact, and then there should be an email address in this drop-down menu. Here we have some tasks, pretty much like a standard task manager. You can add a note about the candidate, add an attachment. Say you want to attach a resume, this is a great place to do it. And then here's the history. So you can see I viewed a profile, but also you can see things like if your colleagues viewed this candidate's profile from their TalentBin accounts, or if you sent this person a message. Now going back, we're going to take a look at the manage page. So remember Eddie here. I'm going to go ahead and stage him as promising in my senior front-end engineer folder. And you can see that Eddie's profile has disappeared, but it's advanced me to the next profile. I'm going to go back to the search results, and then if you recall, Eddie was in the search result and he's no longer here. But he did get moved to the manage page, and this is where folders and sourcing in the correct folders are important. Here you see Eddie is in this folder, and you can kind of filter by stage by checking or unchecking any of these boxes and clicking update. To perform a bulk action with all of these candidates, you can just select their profile picture, select an action. You can bulk stage, contact, or export the candidates. For contacting, there is a limit of 150 total bulk messages per month. And now we're going to take a look at the mailbox page. So here's the mailbox. Again, this is another reason why the integrated mailbox is so important, but here you see my inbox, my sent messages, archive. I can archive any messages into here, and then my activity. So this is where you can see just kind of a feed of all of the tracking actions, activity notifications from those emails. Again, these have to come from the integrated email box. Again, this is why we say the integrated email is so important. Now let's take a look at the last page, and we're going to go to reporting. Here you can see here are some high-level stats about the bin. It's kind of nice to just see how much you've been in your bin and how successful your messaging has been. Just, again, really high-level statistics on this page. You can filter down if there's other people in your bin or anything. All right, well, that's about it for our exam review. All right, also one more thing. I keep mentioning the support page. It's support.talentbin.com. You can find all of our other webinars on there. You can find lots of information, best practices. If you have a question about using the tool, there's lots of answers there. You can also get in touch with your product specialist. You know, we're all here as a resource for you. So now, go get certified. If you go to support.talentbin.com, find the TalentBin User Certification Program, and just go to that page and click on Take the Exam.